Hello my friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video we're going to be reviewing the Touch 10 Skin Tone Blending Alcohol Markers. And I accidentally did cut the box, silly me, but it did not come like that. It also comes with a very handy handle, so it's very portable, and I'm kind of confused because the black box of what I'm holding says Lime Gazelle, but the actual alcohol markers say the Touch 10, which I think Touch 10 is the more relevant name. But it comes with the clear packaging so you can see all the lovely markers. So let's take a closer look at them and unbox these markers. And here you can see the Touch 10 brand on the actual marker. I'm going to be reviewing this product, unboxing the product here, doing a little piece with it, and sharing my experiences with these alcohol-based markers. So I'll see you when we are going to swatch these markers. And as a quick disclaimer, these were not sent to me. I bought them with my own intention to have a wide variety of skin tones to choose from. So here are a closer look at the beautiful shades of the markers. Compared to the Ohuhu markers, it doesn't come with a protective sheet you can put in between your papers, but that's a-okay. We get all these colors and also a colorless blender. So here I am swatching the colors, putting their names, and honestly this is an amazing way for you to quickly choose your colors when you're about to do a piece. And it helps me a lot, so it kind of saves my time, and it's honestly a great palette to choose from. And this palette this marker choice has a wide variety of colors, and I'm actually grateful for that because I was relying on the Ohuhu markers and it comes with like 3 skin tone markers, so I'm glad I have a wide variety to choose from, but I wish there were a little bit more of the darker brown shades. And throughout the various instances where I use these markers, they do have a chisel tip and a fine tip. I did not get the brush markers. So these are, for one, a cheaper alternative and they work super well. So here I am after I'm sketching lightly using the fine tip of the marker and outlining her skin tone and her outfit, her hair. And I start off with a peach color and then a darker brown for her hair. And honestly, the chisel tip is super satisfying to color in, even though it's not a brush marker. So here I am going with the dark brown and just outlining her hair, and I do this for all my pieces, so it's like coloring in and shading in with the markers. And for the final details, I'm using my brown Prismacolor pencils to outline her eyebrows, eyes, nose, and lips. And the one thing I noticed about these markers when I started to draw with them is that they are super juicy and, amazing to work with. They glide in so smoothly and it feels like you're working with paint. And they are super consistent in the color, but I do find that when I use the lighter skin tone shades, they appear more darker at first, but then lighten up as like minutes go by, so the shade is different when you put it on the paper versus after 10 minutes. But honestly, they are so juicy and they glide so smoothly, and these markers are super easy to work with. And for her face, I used the chisel tip of the marker for higher coverage, so it doesn't look too blotchy with the fine tip. And you have to be a little bit careful using the chisel tip because there's less control on the smaller areas. But since it does have like a fine tip at the very edge, if you know what I mean, I do use that for some of the parts. But here I am just using the chisel tip and coloring her face in. And this purple I'm using was not included in the set. I'm using my own purple from the Ohuhu markers, and they have I bought the wide variety of colors, so I'm using the purple and the chisel tip. In my drawing process, I first lay down flat colors with the markers and then go over them with different shades of the markers, or go with my Prismacolor pencils and add some of the finer shading and details. And usually, before I got this pack, I relied on the Ohuhu markers, and for that, I usually lay down a single skin tone color and then use Prismacolors to add the shading. But in this case, since I have a variety of shades to use from, this is the first time I'm actually using the markers itself to add variations and the shading to the actual skin. So here I'm taking a darker shade, but relatively close to what I laid down before, and I'm just shading the darker parts like her neck, her cheekbones, her lips, and I'm adding just the first layer of the shading. And honestly, it's just layering your colors and blending slowly, and that's how you get the result that you want. And to have a smoother blend, using brush markers would be a little bit better, but since I got the fine tip and the chisel tip, I had to slowly go in with the fine tip first and make sure I'm using the colorless blender so it would get a even layer all around. And for the bigger areas, I used a chisel tip and experimenting, since as you can see here the color looks super dark, but over time it slowly blends in and reveals its actual shade. And I was kind of worried about that. I was worried like it would give off a gray damp tint, but over time, like a couple of minutes, it did dry out and even out. And here I am going with a dark brown and adding the shadows to her hair and slowly layering the colors. And I was kind of scared to use these markers because I usually use it for a short time and then I layer my Prismacolors on top. but honestly, these markers were so easy to work with and such a joy to blend, especially the hair. It was super fun to do. The colors on her face and the blending, as you can see, smoothed out and got a nice peachy pink tint, especially to her cheeks. And I was super happy with that. And I'm also going in with the base colors for her eyes, and I'm actually slowly layering the colors and blending them out. Once I've gotten down a nice marker base, I go in with my Prisma-colored pencil, especially the pink one, and adding those pink reddish areas, and actually going in with my brown and retracing her eyebrows, her eyelashes, and her nose. I also used my Ohuhu pink marker to add more of a stronger pink tint. And I also decided to add some freckles to her face since I thought something was missing. So here I am just dotting those freckles in. And I'm also going in with my brown Prismacolor pencil and outlining her face shape and her hair strands, and wrapping up my final comments on this Touch 10 skin color marker review. These are totally worth your price and worth your time. They appear so smoothed out even without the brush tip itself. These markers are super easy to use and, level out, so you don't have to blend too much. I would totally recommend them because they're so juicy and they're highly pigmented and they blend super well with each other. I would have wanted more brown shades, but honestly, I couldn't be talking because these are amazing. And I think the color choices for them are super well as well. And surprising enough, I was kind of worried to do this because I was drawing on her face, but I did add some extra hair strands for some more spice and a little bit more exciting to add more, exciting features, so it's not boring and plain. I'm also starting on the background, and for this one I usually leave it white, but I wanted to do a little aesthetic flower design with this color, and honestly I love this color. It is my favorite color. It's a good mixture of purple and blue, and I love that. So I'm just adding the 5 or 4 petals, and I really like this simplistic design. I'm also adding little yellow dots to the background and also her earrings, which are like gold rings. If I would have to give a rating for these markers, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 since they are super easy and are so pigmented and easy to blend, and I would totally recommend them. As we finish up this piece and my final review of the Touch 10 skin tone blending markers, thank you for watching up till this point. As always, I have a lot of product reviews coming up, and I would like to thank my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there. If you're not yet subscribed, please do subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. I'll see you in the next video, and bye guys!